Hey there, this is Andrew bringing you another Keyforge deck reveal and review. This one is a leaderboard deck that I got for participating in an online league. This is a Hock deck. The November leaderboard decks were alt art card was Hock. The December one was Axiom, and the January one will be Unsuspecting Prey. So, and actually, I think Unsuspecting Prey gets a little bit of a bad rap. I've seen some people really poo-pooing it, but in the right circumstances, it can be quite good. Really good for taking out high-value cards like Hunting Witch, Dusk Witch, Harmonia, Daughter. There's a lot more, but yeah, good for taking those out. This one, I already looked at the list, and I think it's pretty good. I'm excited to play it. It's Logos, Shadows, and Starlance. Obviously Shadows, because it has to have a Hawk in it. And it's called Paraveski, Harvest Lawn Governor. So I'll go through this actually pretty quick. I'll do the do it the Jean-Claude way. So start with Uncharted Lands. This is a nice double-edged sword card. It's an artifact. When you play it, you place 6 aember from the common supply onto it, and each Star Alliance creature gains Reap. Move 1 aember from Uncharted Lands to your pool. Very important. This applies to both your Star Alliance creatures and your opponent's Star Alliance creatures. So if your opponent has Star Alliance creatures on the board and you play this, they get to Reap for 2 on their next turn. So just be very careful about that. But you know, if you can get value out of it, it's great. Also, we know we have a Hawk coming up. So I was thinking, you know, oh, it gets, once it has the aember off of it, it's just sitting there. What can you do? Well, it's a good Hawk target if you don't have anything better. Universal Translator is an upgrade with a bonus aember. Gives the creature Fight Reap. Use a friendly non-Star Alliance creature. It can be really nice. Obviously, that creature would not get the Uncharted Lands extra bonus because it's a non-Star Alliance creature. Science Officer Morpheus is really fun. It's a 2-power shapeshifter scientist with 1 armor, and after you play a creature with a play effect, you trigger its play effect an additional time. So we'll keep track of that as we go along. Navigator Ollie is probably the worst play effect to have with Morpheus because it doesn't do anything to do it twice in a row. Ollie is a 3-power human with Play Fight Reap. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put them back in any order. I have not felt like I got great value out of this or the action equivalent Lay of the Land, because unless you are only playing 2 cards out of your hand, you are going to draw 3 anyway, and there's no like and you draw. So Lay of the Land there is. You get to draw 1 Lay of the Land, so that's actually still good. But Ollie is worse because there's no draw effect, so you get to look at the top 3 cards, but if you're going to draw 3 anyway, then it doesn't help you much. Maybe it could help you with turn planning, but usually it's not going to make a big difference. And doing it twice, it doesn't matter. So you look at the top 3 cards of your deck and you put them back in any order. Doing that twice in a row doesn't matter. Information Officer Gray, on the other hand, great with Morpheus. 4-power human with Play Fight Reap. You may reveal a non-Star Alliance card from your hand. If you do, archive it. That's really good. Helmsman Spears is a 2-power human with Fight and Reap. Discard any number of cards from your hand. Draw a card for each card discarded this way. That is fantastic. If you can keep her on the board, she gives you great turns. She's easy to miss. Definitely a high-value kill target. CXO Tabor, 3-power alien and Kirk6. Haven't seen any other Kirk6 yet in the game. But CXO Tabor has Fight Reap. You may play or use 1 non-Star Alliance card this turn. Importantly, it's just a non-Star Alliance card. It doesn't. There's no restriction on what type of card it is, so that can be quite cool. Stealth Mode, great card. Bonus aember, and after you play it, your opponent cannot play action cards during their next turn. Really nice. Medic Ingram, also good with Morpheus. 3-power human with Play Fight Reap. You may heal 3 damage from a creature and ward it. Light of the Archons, we have 2 of these. It's an upgrade with a bonus aember, and it gives the creature +1 power and +1 armor for each upgrade attached to it. I think the only other upgrade in this deck is the Universal Translator, but you have 2 Light of the Archons and a Universal Translator on a creature. That is a really big creature. At that point, it's +6 power and +6 armor as well. Commander Chan is a 4 power human with fight, reap, use another friendly creature. So again, like this and Universal Translator and Tabor actually all let us do out-of-house stuff. All 3 of them actually give you the option to use an out-of-house card. CXO Tabor also gives you the option to play an out-of-house card. Again, if you're using the out-of-house card, they don't help you with the uncharted lands, but they can help you with board control, or other stuff. We Sand into Shadows now is a 1 power beast thief with deploy and elusive. If it's on a flank, destroy it. After a player forges a key, gain 2 amber. That can speed us up pretty by a lot, Can be quite good. Treasure Map is an action with a bonus amber. If you have not played any other cards this turn, gain 3 amber, and for the remainder of the turn you cannot play cards. Those would be pretty, getting 4 is great. It's a great card, and you could potentially have a situation where you take a Star Alliance turn, do some cool stuff, and use the Tabor to play this and don't play anything else, and that'd be fantastic. Shadow Council is the Shadows leader, so you want it to be in the center of your battle line. It's a 3 power elf leader thief with elusive, and while it's in the center of your battle line, it gains action steal 2. So it needs to be in the center for that to fire, but if you do get to fire, that's an amazing ability. Action steal 2. Settle Chain gives you a bonus amber and makes your opponent discard a random card from their hand. Spike Trap is an artifact with a bonus amber, has Omni, sacrifice it if you do, deal 3 damage to each flank creature. Convenient if you already have that out and you have Brend in your hand. Brend is a 3 power elf thief with skirmish. When you play it, your opponent gains 1, but when it's destroyed, you steal 3. So if you have a ready Spike Trap and you can play Brend, your opponent gains 1, and then you burn the Spike Trap and steal 3. That's pretty good. Umbra is a 2 power elf thief with skirmish and fight steal 1. Really nice target to use with the Commander Chan or the CXO Tabor or the Universal Translator, because you get to plink 2 damage and steal 1. It's really nice. Simon is a 1 power alien thief with skirmish, and after it fights, you put the creature it fights on top of its owner's deck. That can be pretty powerful. Hugger Mugger is a 3 power elf thief with elusive, and after you play it, you capture an amber. Then if your opponent has more forged keys than you, you steal an amber. You want to hope that second part doesn't fire. Here's the Alt-Art Hock. It's pretty cool, pretty nice looking. It still has the same effect. It has an amber pip, so it gives you bonus amber, and you destroy an artifact. If you do, gain an amber. So again, really good for after you've emptied that Uncharted Lands, use this on it for 2 amber. Breaker Hill is a 1 power elf thief with elusive, and its neighbors get action steal 1. Avenda is a 4 power elf thief. After it reaps, you deal 1 damage to a creature. If this damage destroys that creature, your opponent discards a random card from their hand. Alright. In Logos, we have Fetchdrones, which is an artifact that exhausts to discard the top 2 cards of your deck, and for each Logos card discarded this way, a friendly creature captures 2 amber. Really nice if you can capture that amber onto the Reassembling Automaton, because then it's unlikely to die. Reassembling Automaton is a 3 power robot experiment. It has a destroyed ability. If you have any other creatures in play, instead of destroying Reassembling Automaton, fully heal it, exhaust it, and move it to a flank. It's also really good with the Spike Trap. If this is already on the flank, then this can swallow that Spike Trap damage while your opponent is getting a real creature hit. Group Think Tank is a 4 power robot experiment with 3 armor. It has action, deal 4 damage to each creature that shares a house with at least one of its neighbors. So we're a little bit incentivized to try to space out our creatures, although Code Monkey wants us to do the opposite. That's okay. Code Monkey is a 3 power AI beast with deploy, And after you play it, you archive each neighboring creature. If those creatures share a house, gain 2 amber. That can be pretty nice. The one thing we don't, well, actually, I should say with the Starlance cards, we get some interesting situation here because let's say, first of all, let's say you code monkey your information officer Gray and your medic Ingram. You're really happy, right? You just archived 2 creatures with play effects. Not bad, and gained 2 amber. But now let's imagine you're on one turn, you play Morpheus and Ingram, and you ward Ingram, and then with the Morpheus trigger of Ingram, you ward the Morpheus. And then on your next turn, which is the Logos turn, you play Code Monkey between them. Well, you archive them, but instead of archiving them, they just lose the ward. But there's no if you do here. It just says if those creatures share a house, gain 2 amber. So even if they weren't successfully archived, you still gain the amber, and now you have your creatures left on the board. So pretty good deal. Twin Bolt Emission, we have 2 of those. Gain an amber, deal 2 damage to a creature, and deal 2 damage to a different creature. Really nice plinky board control. Good anti-ward stuff too. Tau Tau Vapors, draw 2 cards, archive a card. Really nice. Sanitation Engineer, 4-power cyborg scientist with hazardous 1. And after it reaps, you discard a card from your hand. That's okay. I don't love it, but it's fine. Quant is a 3-power human scientist with reap. You may play 1 non-logos action card this turn. We'll take a look through those after we're done. Actually, yeah, we're almost done. We'll finish and then do it. Hologramophone is an artifact with a bonus amber. When you exhaust it, you ward a creature. And then we have Igor. This is really nice to get with the Code Monkey. It's a 2-power cyborg with play. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 to your hand and discard the others. If Morpheus is on the table, that triggers twice. That can be really nice. And if you can Code Monkey it, that's extra good. Ooh, I didn't even think about the fact that Code Monkey would trigger twice from the Morpheus, and that is a little crazy. That's crazy. In Shadows, we have Brend that could trigger twice. That's scary. And Hugger Mugger that could trigger twice. That's fine. But yeah, Igor triggering twice is great. Then we have Cutthroat Research. Gain an amber. Steal 2 if your opponent has 8 or more. Which, we don't have any ways to really push them up to 8, but yeah, it could happen. Alright, so let's look really quick at, first of all, is the Uncharted Lands good? Well, we have 4, 5, 6, 7 Starlance creatures, and abilities that give us a chance to get pretty good value out of our Starlance turns outside of Uncharted Lands. So I think we probably get value out of this. I think it's good. And then we can hawk it at the end. So better if our opponent doesn't have Starlance, but even if they do, there's a good chance we can get more value out of it than they can. Looking at the Tau Tau Vapors, what do we want to archive? Well, archiving the Uncharted Lands is actually a really good idea because then we can save it for a power turn. Maybe where we can like play it and reap with 4 Starlance creatures. That'd be fantastic. We don't have really good board control. That's probably the biggest concern I have about the Uncharted Lands. But yeah, archiving it until the right moment is great. Stealth mode can be pretty high impact if you play it at the right moment. Treasure Map is not a bad card to archive. Use it on the right turn. Saving Bren till you can get maximum value, not bad. Hock maybe. Those are probably the ones I would want to do. Yeah. Maybe the Cutthroat Research, but I probably just want to play that. And then let's look at Quant. What out-of-house actions could we use? Well, we have Stealth Mode, which is, again, very good. In Shadows, we have the Treasure Map. That could be great. Subtle Chain. Hock. So not a lot of out-of-house actions to use with the Quant, but pretty impactful ones, I would say. So, yeah, I think this deck's pretty good. Let's see, in terms of just raw amber pips, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 and but then a lot of things that can mean more and more amber if the conditions are right. So I think it's a bit higher. Not a ton of amber control, a little bit, but not a ton. And we kind of have to get things firing in the right order or get things sticking on the board for them to really work. So that's a little risky. But I mean, if things come in the right order, this deck would just race away, right? If you have, you know, let's say you have turn 1, you drop a few Star Alliance creatures, including like a Commander Chan. Turn 2, you drop some Shadows creatures. Turn 3, you play the Uncharted Lands, Universal Translator, and then just reap your stuff. You're going to be at more amber than you can handle. Yeah, so I think it's pretty good. I am looking forward to testing it out. And once again, this was Paraveski Harvest Lawn Governor. Hope you enjoyed the video and that you are enjoying Keyforge. And yeah, get out there and forge those keys. Thanks.